Good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I understand that it's too early in the morning, and I understand that is a big sacrifice for you to wake up. But we have to do this. We have to do this. Sadly, there have been some inconveniences, and regarding the homework, some of you got confused, but it was a little messed up. You got confused with the tenses, probably. You got confused with the structures, and you ended up having a mixture of first conditional and second conditional sentences. I didn't understand part of it. I hope that you people get the chance and check your homework. I put some notes in each of the homework that you handed in. One more thing I need to ask you. School is asking for us to upload the videos for the classes that we have online, so you can access to any of them if you couldn't get on time, or if you had some sort of like drawbacks for you to interact. The problem is that my computer broke down. I'm asking you to be patient, and I talked to this technician, and he says that he's able to recover the data. So the video is still there, but the thing is, like, I cannot access to that because the computer is broken now. But I'm asking you to be a little bit patient. I hope that today in the afternoon he's got some sort of like response, and once that he has it, I can upload the videos of the classes, all of the classes that we have had. So please be patient on that side. And having nothing more to discuss, and good morning to each and every one of you. Let's start. Before we go on, people, how are you today? How are you feeling? I understand super sleepy. I understand super tired. But how have you been confronting this problematic that we have? Is there any movies that you have been watching lately, or is there any like any other talent that you have discovered that you have? I don't know. What have you been doing? Oh, thank you for letting me know. Mariam says that she cannot connect because her internet is having some failures. Okay, no problem. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Monza is coming in. I don't know. Probably you have been watching a new movie. Probably you have just started a new series. That is wonderful. Remember that as long as you maintain yourself occupied, the lapses of time goes faster. The only inconvenience is that if you're stuck up with homework, the problem is for you to compile on the homework. Sometimes you lose the track of time, and there is nothing that you can do but just try to catch up and keep up with the class. Going back, there's a little thing that I like to discuss before we start. There were some like inconveniences in the homework. Give me a moment so I can share the screen so you can have a little look of what happened. I don't know if it was like unintentional. I don't know what happened, but there were some issues in the homework that I gave you. You were supposed to be having first conditional sentences only, which represents speaking in present as a condition and having a result in the future. But some of you mixed the second conditional, and you did a messed up thing going on. Well, going back and just as a little flash, and just to comment it, and having a little flash. Hello, Betsabe. Hello, who else is joining in? Monze. Hello, Monze. She just joined in. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sacrificing yourself for waking up early today. As I was saying, the problem was with some of you did past and past. Uh-huh. It was like completely different to what we discussed. Remember, just a little flashback so we can start with this, just a little flashback. Remember that in this case, whenever it comes to second conditional, you need two parts of the sentences. You need the if, in this case, you need the if, in this case, and a condition. Remember that the condition has to be in past. And the result, in this case, the other part of the sentence, which is the result, has to be would plus action. We are talking about the would plus infinitive. Nothing more. If I were younger, the problem is that the second conditional is an unreal situation. It doesn't exist. That's why I'm saying it. If I were younger, I would do a lot of pranks. If I were younger, I wouldn't worry about having too many responsibilities. If I were younger, I wouldn't have to wake up early in the morning and take online classes because that's what little kids don't do. Something like that. Let's say if I were Superman, speaking about unrealistic pattern, if I were Superman, I would confront criminals face to face. You see, I would confront criminals. In this case, we need the present, not past perfect. And in the first clause, only present. Okay, good, no problem. So going back, this is where I'm asking you to tell me if you have any questions or if you have any inconveniences, let me know so we can go back, no problem. Remember that you are free to contact me either on Google Classroom or through WhatsApp. I'm open to answering your questions whenever you have any sort of like, what can I say, misunderstanding in the matter. Okay, good. So going back, there's another example that I put here. Remember that sometimes we can have the result clause at the beginning of the sentence. What? What? Okay, I think it was just, hello, Gabby, welcome. So, we can have the result clause at the beginning of the sentence and no more comma because we have the clause and then we have the condition. Remember, one more time, it's would plus infinitive, would plus present. I would watch all of the movies in Netflix if I did not have homeworks to do. I did not have, talking about past simple, and to would watch, talking about would plus infinitive, like that. Which is obviously the same if you said, if I did not have homeworks to do, I would watch the movie, I would watch all of the movies in Netflix. Like that, just like that. Okay, good. Going back. Just to take this and we go back super fast to what I'm worried about because it's today's new topic is something that we have prepared here. Today we're going to talk about specifically past perfect, but there's a little thing that I need to discuss before. Remember that the previous online class we had, we were using images for you to easily deduce, and according to the image, give me a result. Now, people, I'm asking for your participation. Let's say that you want to use this image. Let's say you want to use this image. There's two people arguing. There's two people apparently having a discussion. So let's get the results. We have the first part of the conditional, in this case, second conditional. If Sam were more patient, what do you think would be the result? Let's say Sam is a very impatient person. That's why he's always discussing, or that's why he's always getting in trouble, or because of Sam not being like a passive person, he's always messing up with people around him. So now that we have this, and so I can check that you people don't have no problems with this anymore, let's say, what do you think would be a possible scenario? What do you think would be the possible result for Sam? If Sam were more patient, what do you think could be the result? Something like this. Let me help you understand. Something like this. More patient. He would not have that many fights. Which means that he wouldn't be fighting all the time. He wouldn't be fighting all the time. If Sam were more patient, and remember that we have to cover the would plus infinitive, he would not have. Even though if it's negative. Going back. What do you think about this one, people? What do you think about this one? What is happening in the image? There's a little dog, which is obviously mad at the person in color. I don't want to use any other term because some of you people may think that I'm like being racist. Okay, good. So if you lock the door, so this is my unreal condition. This is something that that is not real, but it could happen if you paid attention, but you never paid attention to me. I'm talking to the person whose dog is loosed. Now, let's say, if you lock the door, si cerraras la puerta, what would happen? If you lock the door, the dog would be inside. Something like that. For example, let's say I don't want to create that enormous result, but I'm taking good attention that the dog would be inside. Being outside causes danger. Being inside, no danger. Or you can go for something different. The dog not bite anybody. The dog would not bite no one. Something like that. And remarking that we have the infinitive plus the would. If you lock the door, the dog would not bite no one. Si cerraras la puerta, el perro no mordería a nadie. Like that. So are we in the same channel? No more complications with this? Is a better understanding now? People, what do you think? Or you're sleeping? Okay, I'm asking for participation. Let's go direct for participation. We need Lenin. Lenin seems to be very enthusiastic. Lenin, what do you think in this image? What could be the result of this image? We're talking about second conditional. Remember, past and would plus the infinitive. We have the first part. If I had talent, is my condition. If I were a talented person, what do you think would be the result? So there's this person, and he seems to be singing. Probably he has become a really good artist. Probably he has become recognized. Probably he has become an international criticizer. Probably he has become a host in a TV program, in a late TV program. Or probably he has just won. He has just won an Oscar. An Oscar. If I had talent, what do you think, Lenny? How do you think we could go for this? Any ideas? No? No? People, what's up? You sleeping? Come on, man. Okay, so we don't waste too much time. Gabby, give me a little help. Come on, Gabby. Is it possible that we can have a result here? If I had talent, what do you think could happen? If I had talent. What could be a good result? If I had talent, what? Si yo tuviera talento, si yo fuera talentoso, ¿qué pasaría? If I had talent. Let's have a result. I'm sorry. No ideas? Okay, good. Ajá, okay, good. Ajá, tendría muchos fans. Ajá, tendría. You see, I would have. In this case, if I had talent, I'm sorry. If I had talent, I would have a lot of fans. Ajá, tendría muchos ventiladores. No es cierto, no es cierto. I'm kidding. Ajá, tendría muchos. I would have a lot of fans. Tendría un montón de fans. Ajá. I would have a lot of fans. I would have a lot of money. Ajá. I would have many followers in Instagram, probably, because it's something that you people have been like practicing. Ajá. I would be famous. That is super correct. That could be another alternative. Uh-huh. I would be, or I would be very famous. I would be very famous, like that. Super correct. Okay, just one more so we can cover this and we can start with what we need to discuss. Okay, good. What do you think about this one? If mom left the baby alone, so something that happens is that when the babies don't feel the presence of the mother nearby, they start crying. Or when the baby is with someone else, is relaxed for just a short period of time, and they start missing the mother. Or probably the baby was sleeping and the mother had to go down the grocery store to do some business. And now the baby has been left alone. So, dejaron al bebé solo, all right. So what is the consequence? What is the consequence of this unreal situation? Because mom is never abandoning the baby. In this case, I'm talking about this baby specifically. And who's never been abandoned? If mom left the baby alone, si mamá dejara solo al bebé, what do you think it would happen? Come on, open to participations. What do you think it would happen? Okay, good. We have a little response. Will be hungry. Okay, good. And this part, will is not welcome, because remember, it's not future. We are talking about unreal situation, so it's would. You see this? Would, no will. So he would be hungry, like that. So if mom left the baby alone, he would feel hungry. He would feel hungry. Le daría hambre. Good. He would feel hungry. Or if mom left the baby alone, he would cry out. He would cry out. Lloraría. O lloraría hasta morir. He would cry his lungs out. O lloraría hasta rasgarse los pulmones. Ajá. If mom left the baby alone, he would cry his lungs out. Uh-huh. Okay, good. We have a comment. Let's say, or sad. He will feel sad. That could be another response. He would feel. He would feel sad. He would feel sad like that. Okay, good. So regarding this topic, no more questions, people. No more questions about this topic. Remember, there's two clauses that we need. The first part and the second. Okay, good. Let's add one extra. Let's add one extra. In this case, no. In this case, let's have one extra. Let's have one extra. Remember that you can have the first part of the sentence. The first part of the sentence. At the beginning, you can have something like this. The baby will cry if. So now we have the result. El bebé lloraría si. ¿Cuál sería la condición? El bebé lloraría if he has no milk. If he has no milk. Is that correct, people? What do you think about this sentence? What do you think about this sentence? Is it correct? The baby would cry if he has no milk. El bebé lloraría si no tiene leche. ¿Está correcto? What do you think, people? Let's submit it to a votation. So is this all right? The baby would cry if he has no milk. Is that correct? What do you say? Is that a yes? Or is that a no? What do you say, people? What do you say? You can even post it on the chat. Apparently nobody wants to speak out loud. But yes, what do you think? Is that correct? Is incorrect? Hanged his diaper. Si trajera colgado su pañal. Hanged his diaper. In this case, part of the sentence is correct and part of the sentence is not correct. What is the problem here? The problem is has. We cannot have present. We need what? We need past. So instead of had, would be had. The baby would cry if he had no milk. El bebé lloraría o llorara si no tuviera su leche o si no tuviera leche. Like that. Remember that. It's very important. Okay, good. Now let's talk about the topic in hand. We are going to discuss today past perfect. What is past perfect? Past perfect is a tense that we use whenever we want to refer to an action that was completed before another action in the past. Let's say, for example, that we have our parents. We see them every day, and we know what they have become. Let's say my father is a firefighter. He's a firefighter. So there was a fire in a house. They received the call, and they had to go to help them. So the house was set on fire. When my father received the call. So two actions in the past, one started before than the other. My father had been called, when the house was on fire. The house had been on fire when my father had been called. For us to deduce what happens here, we are going to use only three little elements. One of the important ones is the subject. We need a subject, anything. It could be a person, it could be a situation, it could be anything. It could be a situation, a thing, a person, anything. We need the past of the have, in this case had, and the past participle of any action. Of any action. Let's say that we are going in here and we have a sentence. Sally finished work. In this case, we are going to light it up on blue. Sally finished work. That is the first part that happened. She finished her work. That's it. We understand it. And then when she finished, she drove home. We are going to use another color here. She drove home. So these two sentences, these two actions happened in the past, but one of them happened before the other one. So we can say that when Sally had finished her work, she drove home. Cuando Sally había terminado su trabajo, manejó a casa. No pudo haber manejado a casa primero y después terminar su trabajo. So obviously one started before the other one. This is what we are going to talk about. This is what is coming next in the unit. This is what is coming next in the unit. It's not difficult, it's super easy. Actually, this is just a review. You already have some sort of knowledge about this. So going back, we have the next part of the sentence. We have another situation. The company had financial problems. That's it. We know that. In the past, the company had economical problems. You know, the company shut down. The company is no more. The company doesn't exist. The company is gone. So what happened before? They had economical problems. Probably they couldn't pay their employees. Probably the boss started spending money somewhere else and gambling in Las Vegas, probably. And that's why, as a consequence of what happened before, the company shut down. So we can have a sentence like this. The company had financial problems. That's why it shut down. I want you to take close attention here. Had is not incorrect. We are covering what? The first hat is because of the, let me check. The first hat in this case is because it's part of the structure. And the second hat, in this case, the second hat is because it's the past participle of the verb that we need. Yes? It's the past participle of the verb that we need. So that is something that you have to have in mind. Let's go back. Let's go back and let's recheck another situation and see what happens. Give me a moment. Okay, good. This is what is happening. Subject plus had plus past participle. Now we have a sentence, another. The robber opened the safe. That is something that happened. It's a situation that happened. The police arrived. So obviously the robber was super fast cracking open the safe to extract money, diamonds, and everything of value within the safe. But the police arrived, but it was late. The police was coming late. Probably a neighbor who was peeking out the window heard the noise of what was happening across the hall, and then he or she called the police. And after that, then the police showed up. The police arrived. So we have a situation here. We have a situation here. So we can have something like let's say the robber. This happened before. The robber opened the safe. This happened before. The robber had opened the safe. Ya había abierto la caja de seguridad when the police arrived. Uh-huh. In this case, when the police arrived is what happened later. We can say that this robber had opened the safe, had opened the safe before. I'm sorry, there's a little thing going on. Perdón, hay una pequeña cosita que me equivoqué aquí. Let me just correct it. Is had opened. No sé qué me pasó. Probably I was sleeping. It should be in past,